Hey, it's Rhianna. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do the much requested meal planning video, so stay tuned. So I'm in my kitchen this morning and I'm going to start working on my meal plan for next week, and I figured I would go ahead and show y'all the process that I do for meal planning, and I would do this both on keto and off. So you don't have to be keto to do this method of meal planning. I'm just going to be using keto recipes, obviously. So the first thing I do is I usually check my pantry and my fridge to see what I still have available and if I'm gonna have anything that I can like transfer on to the next week and what I am almost out of or already out of. So the way my pantry is set up, I have these two, like this is like meal stuff, this is liquor and peanut butter. I don't know why the peanut butter ended up there, but this is like meal type stuff, this is snacky stuff, and this is breakfast stuff on the bottom, and then ramen down there. But this basket is for my brother and Domily, and this basket is for Jonathan and I. So we are still good on the sugar-free pudding and a ton of pistachios, but we're out of like the other pantry items like jerky and other cured meat and pork rinds. Okay, I have a tiny refrigerator and freezer, so I can't usually stock up too much on meat. I have 2 pounds of ground meat left, but I'm making something Sunday that's going to take both those. So basically I'm out of meat. I have 1 package of bacon left. I have half a thing of Halo Top. We are almost out of bottled water. We have a ton of eggs. We need cheese. We're almost out of sour cream, cottage cheese. We still have another thing of Jello, and we're almost out of lunch meat and pepperoni. We're also on our last thing of heavy whipping cream. The pickles are almost gone. I'm good on whipped cream though. And we need butter. So once I have everything, like I've looked at everything in the refrigerator, I'm gonna go back into my office and I'm gonna sit down with a notepad and we're going to come up with a meal plan for next week. Once back in the office, I go ahead and I grab my planner because I do write down my meal plan for the week in there. So I grab my planner and I just look and see if there is anything that I made this week that I wanna have again next week, or the past 2 weeks that I want to have this coming week. I also grab my little long notepad. So basically I'll just write out like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I'm also going to write down anything that like I know that I need that isn't necessarily part of a meal. Like we need pickles, butter. I did just go ahead and order a Brita, or actually I think I ended up getting a Pure because it had better reviews, water pitcher thing for our refrigerator, because I bought 2 cases of water last week and they only lasted, like you saw, there's 4 bottles left and there's a couple in the fridge. So I don't want to buy 3 cases of water next week. Okay, those are all things I can think of off the top of my head. I know that, let's see, we're probably going to want to have spaghetti again this week because that was really good. So let's just we usually do spaghetti on Wednesdays. So that means, so what I do is as soon as I write something down, I write down what I'll need for that meal. So for spaghetti, I'm going to need spaghetti squash. I also want to make the mac and cheese. I'm going to get onto Pinterest and I'm going to look at the keto / low carb board that I'm a part of, and I'm going to see what kind of recipes I can find from there. Okay, so I'm on Pinterest and I'm going to go to my low carb lifestyle board that my friend Shannon added me to. Just bear with me here because I'm not used to doing the screen capture, but yeah. So part of my meal planning, I will sit here and scroll through this board and find things that I might want to make. So like right now I'm looking at this lasagna stuffed spaghetti squash. It looks really good. I was already intending on buying spaghetti squash to have spaghetti. So I will just pull up the actual blog post and I'll kind of look over it. Usually I just open up a bunch of tabs, and then whenever I find something that looks good, I'll like add it to the tabs and I review it before I print. Here's the recipe. I already knew that I wanted to make this cauliflower mac and cheese, so I was just opening the tab for the recipe. And here's this Parmesan crusted chicken that I saw looked pretty good. So I'm going to open the recipe for that one as well. So once you open the link on Pinterest and it takes you to the original blog post, I just scroll down until I find the print recipe, which is usually at the very bottom. And then I just print it out. And I'm going to do that with all the recipes that I found that I actually want to make. So that one that I had saw, the pot pie, I ended up not wanting to make that. Because I could tell just from the picture that it looked watery. And so I'll show you in just a second. Like right there, if you look, you can see it looks watery. And so I was like, yeah, I already have bad enough luck when it comes to recipes and, them being watery on their own for me, so I'm not going to pick something where the picture that they posted on their blog looks watery, because obviously it's going to be watery for me. But yeah, that's my process. Okay, so I have all my recipes picked out and all of them printed out because I like to have them a paper copy for when I'm actually cooking, because I don't like that my screen times out on my phone, and when I'm in the middle of prepping and stuff, I don't want to deal with it. So I do print out all my recipes and I keep them in a binder over here, so I keep up with them. Now I'm going to organize them with how I want them, like how I want to eat them for the week. I know one day I want to have breakfast for dinner, so probably this day. I want Jonathan to do a steak or steaks on either Saturday or Sunday. I'll have to ask which day he wants to do it. Probably Saturday night. And I need one more dinner. Probably just do hamburger. Because I always don't want to do all those recipes. That's the one thing about keto, is a lot of like multi-step, multi-ingredient recipes. I would definitely say that Pinterest is where I get like 95% of my meal plan ideas. Now before keto, I didn't have to rely so much on Pinterest, and it was more about like what I wanted to eat for the week, but I would still do this process where I would write it out, so I would know like where I was at. So from here, now that I have everything written out, I'm going to make my actual grocery list. So what I'll do is I just reference each meal. I'll go and I'll pull back the recipe that I printed up, and I will go through it and I'll figure out, okay, so for the cauliflower mac and cheese, I need cauliflower. I need cream, but I already got that on here. Cream cheese I have currently. Dijon mustard I have. Sharp cheddar I already have on the list. So basically I have everything but the cauliflower. So that one is done. So then and I'll just check it off so I know I did it. And then for the Big Mac salad, I need beef, 1 pound. And I know I'm gonna need more, so I just write beef. And then as I go, I'll mark and say like ×3 or whatever, however much I end up needing. I need romaine, I believe, because I think what we have is going bad. So I just put check to verify before I put it on my grocery list. Check in the refrigerator and make sure that romaine does need to be tossed out. Tomato. Now for the lasagna stuffed spaghetti squash, the recipe is like super long, all these ingredients. I already have the sauce made because I made some sauce last week and froze it. So the sauce is done. So a bunch of the ingredients that I need for that I don't even need. But I would like to do meat for this one because Jonathan doesn't prefer meat in his spaghetti, but we did do meatless last time, so we'll probably do meat this time. So we'll do, so that's 1 pound, 2 pounds. Did I already write down cottage cheese? Nope. So that's all we needed for that, was basically just the cottage cheese. Okay, so for the Parmesan crusted chicken with bacon cream sauce, we need 1 pound chicken breast. And then for breakfast for dinner, we already have eggs and bacon, but maybe some beef sausage. And then I'm not gonna buy the steak. That's something, the steak, that's something that Jonathan does. I don't buy that. And then for hamburgers, I think I'm gonna do the pre-made patties because I'm not good at shaping them. Patties. Alright, so I pretty much have my whole meal plan and grocery list made out. I do need to think about something to have as a side with our hamburgers, but I think that I pretty much have it done. And so all I do now is since I'm doing the Walmart grocery pickup because it makes it easier for my budget, I'll just add everything to my grocery list and set it for pickup, and I'll pick it up and it'll be all done. So I do only meal plan for dinners, and basically for breakfast, Jonathan and I just have the bulletproof coffee, and I'll buy something like cereal or something like that for Ryland. And then for lunches, we usually, if we eat lunch, it'll just be the leftovers that we had from the night before, or you know, something like that. Like usually leftovers for Jonathan, and then for me, I'll just find something in the house if I'm hungry. So that's the reason why I don't plan for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and just dinner. I hope this helped y'all and y'all enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.